For this assignment, I took everyday objects in my apartment to make a healthy heart. So for the first one, I did the right atrium, which takes deoxygenated blood and pumps it to the right ventricle. So I used a sponge. The sponge will take in the deoxygenated blood and it will pump it. So whenever you squeeze it, it will pump it to the right ventricle. For the right ventricle, I used a key fob. So the right ventricle sends the deoxygenated blood to the lungs to be oxygenated. So the key fob sends a signal to my car to lock or unlock, to pop the trunk, to set off the alarm. So using the key fob, it will send the deoxygenated blood to the lungs being my car, to get oxygenated to receive the signal. Next, for the left atrium, I used a cup. So the left atrium is the holding chamber for blood coming from the lungs and sent throughout the body. So it holds the blood. The cup will hold the blood coming from the lungs, so that could be a faucet, that could be a different beverage, and it'll send it throughout the body. So whenever I take a drink, then it'll go down my throat and do its natural process. Next will be the left ventricle that pumps oxygenated blood to all the tissues in the body, and it's the thickest of the chambers. So I used a charger. So the charger pumps electricity and a charge to whatever's charging, so in this case it would be my phone. So it pumps the oxygenated blood to all the tissues in the body, and it's the thickest of the chambers. It has a cord, thick, protective. Next is the aorta, and I used an Aldi's bag for that. It's the largest artery, this is a big bag, in the body, and it carries oxygen-rich blood to vessels in the body. So a bag carries, so it can carry oxygen-rich blood to the vessels. I can use the bag to carry something somewhere else. For the pulmonary artery, I used a straw. So the straw carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. So I use a straw because whenever you suck on it, then you pull up the liquid, whatever you're drinking, it carries that deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. So I can go up, down, carries. Lastly, for the pulmonary vein, I used a spoon. So that carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. So you can, let's say that if you're eating cereal or soup, then it's going to carry the oxygenated blood from the lungs, so like from the bowl, from the lungs, to the left atrium. So that'll be another object that carries.